Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Millie and I post at least 3 times a week on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. Affordable, cruelty-free drugstore makeup reviews, that is what I generally do here. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you my genuine, everyday, heat-proof makeup routine. I got a comment recently, I say recently, it was definitely like 4 months ago now, from someone asking how I layer SPF under makeup and have it last all day. So that is what we're going to be getting into today. I have just woken up and I have about half an hour to get ready because my nephew is coming. We are going to the park and we are going for coffee and cake. So I need to get ready and I need to get ready quickly. So these are all of the products that I use, all of the the routine that I do for a long-lasting heat-proof makeup routine, including how I apply like my skincare and SPF, etc. underneath. So like I say, just woken up, washed my face just with water. I don't use any products to wash my face in the morning, just a splash of water, you know, get rid of the sleep from the inner corner of my eyes, any dribble on my face. We're all friends here, it's fine. Then when my face is dry, I go in with the Boots Ingredients Hypochlorous Acid Deep Moisture Spray. I do a little spray of that. Get the hair out of the way, do a little spray of that all over, because this is, the hypochlorous acid is like antibacterial, antifungal, basically everything. So this is almost like moisturizing and sort of cleansing your skin a little bit, just as it's like a hand sanitizer but without the alcohol in it, basically. That's how I like to think of it. Then I will go in with a little bit of the Bioma Hydrating Milky Toner. I'm just going to give that just a few seconds to sink in. Then let's go in with the Bioma. Just take like a 50p size of that and pat this all over. Again, really nice and hydrating, but very thin layers. And again, I let all of this sink in. I give it a little minute. The skin prep can't be rushed. You need to let it all sink in so that you're not then putting makeup on top of, like currently my face is damp. You can't put makeup on over the top of that. Obviously we're going to get into SPF next, but just give it time. Just give it time. There's no rush. Well, there's a bit of a rush, but there's no rush. So then when all of that is sunk in, like my skin is looking more hydrated but it's not damp, the SPF that I have loved for the longest time, I find this hydrating enough that I don't need a moisturiser as well. If you had exceptionally dry skin and you felt like you needed a moisturiser, put that step on now and then the SPF. I feel like this is hydrating enough for me, especially underneath makeup, that this is okay to be like my moisturiser and SPF step all in one. So this is the Bioma SPF 50 Ultralight Face Fluid. They do also do this in an SPF 30 if you prefer. Clearly, I am Casper the Ghost, so I need the highest SPF that is available, and you do need to give it a little shake before you put it on. And you want to apply, oh, I need a new one of these. You want to apply a real good amount. You don't want to be scrimping on your SPF, especially like I say, I am actually leaving the house today. I'm going out. I'm going to be out in the height of the sun. So, got to protect your pretty little faces. And the reason that I really like this one is because it's so thin. It does just, it sinks in so quickly, but it also feels really nice and hydrating. I've already put my eyebrows on, which was probably a mistake, because now I'm trying to put this SPF on around my brows. There we go. So I did just apply a little bit more down onto my neck. So we have officially prepped our skin. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a coffee now. I'm going to give this like 10 minutes to sink in. You really want all of this to sink into the skin before you go in with any primers or any makeup products over the top. You want all of this to be sunk in. You want it to not be feelable on the skin. That doesn't make sense. That's not a word. You know what I mean. It's late. I've only just woken up. You want it to all sink in. So I'm going to go off, make myself my first cup of coffee of the day, and then when we come back I will talk you through all of the makeup products. But that is all the skin prep that I do underneath makeup for SPF and also long-lasting heat-proof makeup. Skin prep is important. Coffee has been consumed. I may or may not have had a small pan au chocolat, and you're not to judge me because I'm going to be running around the park with a 3-year-old in about half an hour, so I need all of the energy that I can get. So that has been about 10 minutes. It is all sunk in. I can't feel any of that product on my skin anymore. I'm not the biggest primer kind of girly. There are primers that I enjoy. I do feel like it is a lot of the time an extra step. So I'm just going to go straight on into foundation. And there are 3 foundations that I wanted to talk to you about today because these 3 are all very, very long lasting. I rely on them in the heat, but I like them for different reasons. So first up, the Revolution Superfix 16-Hour Blur. This one, if I want my makeup to look very matte, very full coverage all day long, this will still look phenomenal at the end of the day. I mean, all of them will. That is the point of this video. All of them will. But this one specifically, if I still want to look matte at the end of the day, this one. Then the MUA Lumi Tint Lightweight Buildable. If I want something that is sort of more natural looking, still looks really good at the end of the day, very thin, more of like, I generally use this one if I want more of like a skin tint sort of an effect. You can build it up, but for the long lasting quality of this one, I really enjoy it in a very, very light layer, blended out with a sponge, very sort of thin across the skin, and it feels like nothing. It feels so lightweight, but still looks incredible at the end of the day. Both of those are absolutely staple products, but I wanted to use this one today because it is quite warm and because I know I'm going to be running around all day, like literally running around all day. This is the Catrice Invisible Cover Cushion Foundation Blurring Matte Finish, because this one is very, very thin on the skin. It's not too much coverage. Obviously, I'm just going to the park. I don't need to look flawless. My nephew doesn't care, so I'm going to be using this one, and it's got a blurring matte finish, 24-hour oil control. So although I have dry skin, obviously I have hydrated it very, very well. I do still feel like I get hot and sweaty throughout the day, and that oil control really, really does kick in. So I'm going to use a little bit of this. I don't use the sponge that it comes with. I just don't enjoy it. I know, I've watched the Robert Welsh video. I know how to apply it. I just don't like the experience of using this on my face over this. I would always rather do that. So I'm going to take this lightly, press it into the cushion, and then bounce it over the skin, and it is just the perfect like light and medium coverage, nice sort of soft focus, diffused finish, just to knock back the redness in my skin a little bit. And like I say, it just lasts so well on my skin, and it just looks so beautiful. So that is how the foundation looks, all blended out. You can see it just sort of evens out the skin tone a little bit, mattifies a tiny little bit, like I was looking exceptionally glowy before from that skin prep. So it does mattify a tiny little bit, but it still looks natural, like it still looks a little bit glowy right on the high points of the cheeks. And it's just so quick to blend out with a sponge like this one. So that is the foundation all done. Let's continue. And the shade that I wear in that one, in case you are wondering, is 024N. And that's pretty much perfect for me because although it is summer, I am still ghostly. So for concealer, I think I'm just going to use this one today because I slept fairly well. I've had a decent amount of coffee. I feel like my under eyes are doing semi-okay. So this is the MUA Pro Base Double Shot Under Eye Brightener. I bang on about this stuff so much because it is just beautiful. Again, very, very thin. That's what I look for in like summer makeup, heat-proof makeup. Thin layers. I don't want to be doing too much of basically anything. I just want to look a little more put together, and the colour of this one and the undertone of this one really is brightening. So I'm going to just use the pointy end of my sponge just to tap this out. Again, really, really light, thin layers, but there's just something about this. I was about to say concealer, it's not even a concealer, it's an under eye brightener. There's just something about this one that I just love. And it's not too much, it looks very, very natural. It gives me 8 hours of sleep. It's very, very pretty. It works very well underneath other concealers if you feel as though you need a little bit more. I think that this will be sufficient for me today, to be honest, just because I don't have crazy plans and I just want to look a little bit more put together. I feel like that will be enough, but if you wanted to go in with another concealer over the top, this colour corrector, this brightener, works very, very well underneath other concealers too. I love using it that way. That is how I use it most of the time, but not today. I think I'm happy with that one. So in terms of long lasting makeup, usually I would like to do a cream and then a powder. Am I feeling that vibe today? Yeah, I think I am. So I'm going to use the Catrice Peptide Infused Bronzer. I can't stop using this. This is beautiful. This colour is perfect. It's very, very thin on the skin. I'm like looking around for my brush whilst I'm talking. See, it's back in its tub. So I'm just going to take, honestly, like a quarter of a pump. You really don't need very much of this one. And I'm going to start warming up the skin. This is, again, so thin, so lightweight feeling on the skin, but not crazy pigmented. It is like the perfect amount of pigmented, I feel, because it just blends into the skin beautifully. It's the sort of product that I feel like it would take a lot to over apply it, and I'm the kind of girl that over applies bronzer and blush and everything all of the time, so having something that is just a hair less coverage, a hair less pigment, makes it more user friendly. Like, yes, it is very, very nice having very, very pigmented bronzers and blushes and things, because then you don't need very much, but then they're scary, they're less approachable, I feel like. Even as someone who does makeup every single day, does makeup just for fun, does makeup a lot, I feel like having something like this that just blends itself out is beautiful. So I'm just going to put a little bit down the sides of my nose, and you can see, like, you saw that in real time. I will just take whatever's left off the back of my hand and try and hide the chins. I'm not trying to deny that I've got chins, I just want them to not be the first thing that you see, you know? So for the cream blush, I'm going to go in with the Juvia's Place Soft Tulip Glow. This is a beautiful, glowy, obviously it's in the name, beautiful, glowy, soft pink blush. And I'm going to just apply, again, a very, very small amount of that, because I think I'm going to go, well, I might just leave this as it is, you know. I was about to say I might go over the top with a powder, but I think that that will be enough. I might do a powder bronzer. Yeah, I think I'll do a powder bronzer, but not a powder blush, because I feel like that is blushy enough. And again, beautiful, beautiful pigmented blush, ever so softly glowy, looks luminous and fresh on the skin, but without looking greasy and sweaty. And honestly, I just love the colour of this Juvia's blush. I can't stop using it. I have been loving this blush since I tested it. So pretty. I also like a little bit across my nose because I think it's cute. So I am going to use just a tiny little bit of a powder. I don't usually use a powder with any of these foundations actually, but it is quite warm today. I am going to be out and about. I just want a little bit. So this is the Collection Blurring powder, the colour correcting one, that obviously I love because look at the size of that pan. I need to pick up another one of these because if I have to spend a day without this powder, I don't know if the people around me will survive. So I am just going to use a really big fluffy brush. I've picked up a light amount of that all over that brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap over just the centre of the face, across the forehead and down like the sides of my nose, like really pressing into there. I feel like you can see the difference there. So this side with the little bit of powder on and this side without. It's subtle, but I do feel like I notice the difference in the wear of my makeup when I have this on. This foundation already looks incredible at the end of the day without a powder. I have a full day wear test for it, I do believe, but add that little bit of powder and you can run around with a 3-year-old all day, you know? Is that what I'm going to be doing? I'm already tired. So that is the powder all over, just a really light layer. I basically didn't put anything over that bronzer or blush just because I don't feel like I need it out there. It is just more like down the centre of my face where I know I'm going to get hot throughout the day and like perspire, you know? So I'm going to use a little bit of the, look how much of this I've got left, the Catrice Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow palette. This is like genuinely all of the products that I use every single day, and I feel like you can tell because look at the size of that pan. I have to be very careful when I open it up now because it has reached the edge, so it's exceptionally fragile now. And where's my brush? This one. I'm going to carefully take my bronzer brush into this. Like I say, I have to be very careful with it now. And dust this over the skin. I don't think I need any more blush. I don't feel like I need a powder blush. If I wanted a powder blush, the one that I would be using is the Essence Soft Baked blush in Peach Please, because that's a beautiful, again, soft glowy blush, but I don't feel as though I need it. I just want a little bit more bronzer, just to make it look like I have left the house in the last 20 years, which I don't think I have. Other than to get from my house to the car and from my car to my place of work, that is the only time I leave the house. The sun doesn't have chance to reach my skin very often at all. So that is that. I'm happy with the amount of colour there. I've just taken a little bit of that bronzer across the eyelids a little bit, just to add a little bit of colour, but you could just do a little bit of an eyeshadow, like an actual eyeshadow. Generally speaking, I do just use a little bit of bronzer just to sort of add that shadow back in. Nothing too precise. So I am feeling like, I don't know how well you can tell, but my dress is like a plummy sort of colour, and I actually think I'm already too hot. So before I go out, I'm going to take this stripy t-shirt off because I think that's going to be a mistake. But yeah, my dress is like a plummy, like deep purple colour, and I have this new, well, it's new to me, this new eyeliner from Made by Mitchell. This is the Make a Mark, like the glittery eyeliners, you know, the ones that I love in like Crazy Purple Lady, Wave After Wave, Seafoam. I love these, so I'm hoping that this is the same formula. I'm certain that it will be, but this one is in Nebula, which I think will be, yes, it's like a deep sort of hot pink purple sort of a shade. So I'm going to go ahead and do a wing. I very, very much enjoy doing a wing with just like my everyday makeup, because it's a very easy, very fun way of adding just a little bit of a colour. Like I say, I think that this one will match my dress nicely. So I will... Oh, this is shifty. Oh, I don't think I realised that this was shifty. This is green. This is purple and green. Okay, that's fun. I didn't realise it was going to be like that. I mean, you would have thought that I would have seen it before I bought it. I did. I think I knew that, but I forgot. Story of my life. Okay, so I was just neatening up my brows a little bit before I zoom you in to show you this liquid liner, because I fear I am obsessed with this liquid liner. I mean, I was already obsessed with this Made by Mitchell Make a Mark, but the other ones that I have are glittery and this one is so shifty. So just to catch you up, the brow pencil that I used was the Revolution Brow Duo, the one that's got the gel on the end that I never use, and then the Revolution Wrap Brow Tubing Brow Gel. If you need a very, very strong hold, but you like a tinted brow gel, I highly, highly recommend this one for a long day. I really, really like this one, but this liquid liner, I am hoping, because now it's a different finish to the other ones that I've tried from Made by Mitchell, and now I'm like, please, please be as long lasting as the other, like the glittery ones, because they are incredible. I'm hoping that this one is as well, but I need to just show you the shifty eyeliner. Can you see? It's like green. Yeah, you can see that there. Green, but also purple. So pretty. So, so pretty. So now I feel like the mascara choice doesn't necessarily go, because I thought that this was just going to be plum. And it's not. Now it's so many different colours. But anyway, we're going to use this one because obviously exceptionally long lasting, my favourite mascara of all time. I maybe would have used black, but my black one's empty. I'll use this one. This is the MUA Stop the Search mascara in Blackberry, and this one is like a very, very dark sort of purpley plummy colour. Again, will match my dress nicely, but also I just find that this colour is obviously a little bit softer than black, a little bit more interesting than a brown, and I find that it really brings out the colour of my eyes, which I very, very much enjoy. So I'm going to apply a real healthy amount of this. A real, oh. See, this is why I don't do mascara and talk at the same time. I can't be trusted. I'm just going to leave it there to dry and then scratch it off with a spoolie. How have I made it to 32 years without breaking a bone, without just accidentally walking into a hole in the ground, like walking off a cliff? You know, how? I'm so clumsy. Okay, so the mascara is on. This has been here for like 5 minutes. I'm just taking a dry spoolie, no product on it or anything. You basically just scratch it off. Just like that. And then I'm just gonna tap over it with my sponge. And we are done. So for the lips, obviously like there have been a lot of lip stains coming out. I haven't found one that I really, really, really love. I have tried a few recently that I'm still sort of getting my head around, but not necessarily ones that I want to recommend in this sort of a video. So I'm just going to use tried and true, the Essence 8 Hour Comfort Matte Lip Liner in 04 Rosy Nude. Or do I want Cushion Talk? Let's use Cushion Talk. They're very similar. They're basically exactly the same. But I'm just going to put a little bit of this on and then we are done. And I already had just a little bit of a lip balm on, so I feel like that is sufficient for me. Obviously something like a matte liquid lipstick or just a matte formula would last longer, or something like a lip stain obviously would last longer. I have products like that I like, but none that are this sort of nudie colour, because that's what I'm feeling today. So just the lip liner. really sort of lightly blended into the lip. And that is the face done. Let's just touch on setting sprays, because I have 2 setting sprays that I really like for very long lasting makeup, but I feel like I am happy with how this is looking, so I'm not going to use either of these today. But the 2 that I very, very much enjoy are the Emco Miracle Flawless setting spray, which is the Charlotte Tilbury dupe, and the Revolution Superfix Hydra Cool Dewy Fixing Mist. Actually, you know what? I'm boiling. Let's spray a little bit of this one. To cool down my face. Oh, and it smells so good. But I do enjoy this one for like cooling me down. So that is me done. I would love to hear if any of these steps or products you do in your long-lasting summer makeup routine. Are any of these products that you rely on through the heat as well? I am hoping that we are over all of the heat waves in the UK now, because you girl's been struggling. It's been so hot in the UK and I just can't cope with it. I mean, look at me, I'm already dressed for autumn and I'm boiling. But that is everything. I would love to hear if any of these are your favourites as well, or what products you rely on to get you through the summer. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.